Race fans, hello and welcome. It is Thursday night for Above the Cushion. As you see, full house in here. The boss is in here. The legend is in here. And we are getting ready for, I'll let you guys figure out who's who over there. But it's Enduro time again. That's why we got the legend in here. Talk a little Enduro. We also got some makeup features. It's the end of the season for the points. We got a Outlaw Power Wheel Showdown fixing to happen. Let's see what else we got. Family Fun Night. Katie text me everything, but we got a lot of stuff here to happen tonight. First and foremost, got some questions. Before we get going, I'll start with Kelly.
All right.
How you doing?
Great. Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Before we get into some Enduro stuff, I want to talk about the season with the four DP Dan Powers. You brought him out of retirement and been a pretty solid year.
You know, it really has. It's been tougher than it looks. I'm not trying to complain by any means, but I tell you, the guys in the shop and my dad and everybody behind us has really helped it. Made it look smooth. And Dan too, you know, he gets the most out of it, whatever we got. And we've had some near misses and some small stuff that just hasn't went our way. You know, I think we've only been out of the top five 3 or 4 times. You know, we've been right there, but just been a little something here, a little something there. Last week, minor miscalculation on his part, but, you know, hey, it is what it is. We were racing with the Heartland guys, and we tried it all. We threw the kitchen sink in.
You got up there on the cushion, and it got pretty treacherous towards the end of the night, and he wasn't the only one.
Yeah.
I got to throw this in real quick because I got a text on, I think, Monday or Sunday, I can't remember which, from Dan or you or both of you, and said, no, it wasn't Dan. The racetrack should have given him more cushion. So, you know, I mean, that was our fault.
Yeah. You know, 2 foot tall would have been way better. I mean, you know, but no, it was just one of those deals. I mean, I'm not mad at anybody. We have had a really good season. You know, I got a lot of people that back me. You know, I'm not going to ramble on. You can read my car. Like I said, if they're on my car, use them. Like I always say, if they're sponsoring me, there's somebody I know, and they help us out tremendously. But so we're not here to brag about that. But no, we're real happy with the year we've had. We're already tooling up for next season. Kind of not going to make any major changes, just some small stuff, and just kind of replenish the stuff we've used up. Fortunately, I'm keeping Dad out of retirement. He's ready to go through engines again in the off season. So as long as that keeps happening, then that helps us a bunch. And of course, everybody that partners with us every season. So yeah, we've had a good year. We've had a good year. Just hasn't been maybe as easy as it looks from the grandstands, but we've made it work. And like I said, the guys in the shop, Kevin Castle especially, you know, I call him my director of operations. He's at the shop every day, whether I'm there or not, doing something. You know, Dan, Jake Myers, of course, Hot Rod Jake. Just, you know, of course, all the Blackout crew. You can read any Facebook post I make. They're there at any time we need anything, but kind of has to be kind of crisis to get them on board. But week to week, it's always Jake and Kevin and Dan for sure.
When I was hanging out with you with little Brett Davis, you know, you and your dad were kind of always right there, you know, pulling the trailer and doing kind of all that. There's this year been a little step back, little breather for you and your dad. I know you and your dad are real tight when the racing comes up. That's kind of your guys' thing to do together.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I've said for years that if Dad's had enough, I've had enough. But he's still, like I said, he's still ready to start doing engines for next year. So I think we're going strong. And yeah, the extra help's just amazing. You know, we don't have takes a lot of stress off of Pops and myself. You know, I can go home and work in the shop or take care of stuff back at the day job and try to make money and keep funding this deal and, you know, that kind of stuff. So yeah, the help's definitely appreciated, both by the crew guys and by all our sponsors.
Yep. For the boss, we talked about it. That's you. If you weren't sure how that worked out, but we talked about it a little bit. But you went to 1587 Prime, had a little steak the other night. It looked good. You gave a pretty good review. We won't talk too much about it, but
no, for sure. First of all, I'm not a Chiefs fan. pretty much hate the Chiefs.
That was my next question. Did you have to pay more because you're a Raiders fan?
No, what I thought I was going to do is maybe this evening I could leave a really, really bad review and just say the food was great, the service was excellent, ambiance was great, but I hate the Chiefs. What do you think?
I mean,
No, I would recommend it if you're ever able to get up there. The reservations are a little hard to get right now, but we went up last night actually. So
90 days, you said.
yeah, they were 90 days out right now, I think, on reservations. But I think they'll people drop and change all the time. So
Saturday night, Trenton Berry and Ashley, their friends were there for a birthday party, or there was like a bunch of people at the table. They were showing me some pictures, and it looked awesome. So
I sent him my photos from last night. I think he was a little upset, but now if you get a chance, go up there. It's fun. Great restaurant right there in the heart of Kansas City. We just drove up yesterday and drove back last evening. And it was only 2 hours and 20 minutes from my house, so it's not terrible. I mean, it's like running to Humboldt and back. So
Yep.
yeah, no big deal there. So
yeah, do that every week. Getting ready to do it on October 3rd.
yeah, well, I know we're going to talk about that too, but I want to give all the race teams, not just KSR, but all the race teams, just as we wind down the season. Of all things, I know how much work goes into it. Obviously, I'm around it every day and every night and every weekend, and every minute. But it is this time of year. I just like to see Kelly smiling. It's hard on a lot of teams throughout the season. It gets expensive. We all know that, and it is just so much work and time. Hopefully, with your family, that's kind of the goal there. And I know that's a big deal for Kelly and myself. So, but I just want to, just FOE and just thank the teams, because it is a long year, and we see that and we feel it, and we're almost there. But the minute it's over, I'm ready again, and that's kind of the funny part.
It took me. So, getting up early in the morning on Fridays, working, and then driving over to Humboldt, and then not getting back till 2 or 3 got exhausting. So it took me about 2 weeks of not doing that. Then I was like, okay, we got to go back. Like I miss it.
Yeah, my wife would probably be the first to say she's ready for the break. But then even 2 weeks in, she's like, now what the hell are we going to do?
Right,
So it's tough on us.
That same thing happens around my house where, okay, we don't have to go racing. Well, what are we doing then? Well, so we look into some other, you call your non-racer friends, which is about 4 people. And you're like, well, what are we doing? Well, shoot, I don't know. But yeah, it's a little bit of adjustment, yes. But the time off is good. I always joke that we couldn't race somewhere where you could race year round. I couldn't afford it. I need the off season to get my stuff back together.
Well, it's that time of the year. Close to your heart, and in your heart, it's enduro time.
Yep.
I know there was people a little skeptical the first time we did it. Eric Chesterman, to shout out, he was real skeptical of how.
You were on the same train as Eric. I mean, you guys are normally on the same train, so.
I actually did an enduro. You make fun of me, but I actually did an enduro. The last one before FOE purchased.
Was that the Hangover?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it was just a regular enduro. The Hangover happens on
the New Year's Day.
New Year's Eve.
Yeah. And I think
New Year's Day.
I think Rodney Chafin is the absolute defending champion of the Hangover.
Well, Rodney needs to worry about getting his car fixed. Is what Rodney needs to do. Okay.
And Rodney had an unfair advantage. He didn't drink all those years. When we did. So that's kind of not fair. Now Rodney's put a lot of work in for this enduro. I know firsthand he has, and of course he's always big supporter of the class and the speedway in general. I think I don't know how many cars are coming out of Broadway Truck and Auto. I ran out of fingers to count them on.
Oh man! So I was over there this week 2 times, and they're everywhere. They're painted up. They're ready.
I'm just
everywhere.
Again, this is one of those deals where this was really Dee, I call her Diana, and Rodney's ideas. They came to us and just said, "Man, let's do an enduro again. We'll sponsor it or whatever, and we'll help get cars and all those things." And like you said, there was a little bit of people, at the beginning saying, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. And even this time, coming into this one this weekend, 4 weeks ago, my wife looked at me and said, we have near no registrations like we did last year. And I said, these enduro folks, they wait. Mm-hmm. They look at the weather. Okay. It's October, almost October. Mm-hmm. And to be honest, I feel like a lot of people wait because their cars aren't ready. Mm-hmm. I mean, some of these guys started on their cars. Well, I know one guy started on his car Monday.
Yeah, we know him real well. He's two-time national champion, but he started his car on Monday.
Yeah,
There's a video out on social media.
Yeah. Is there really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen the video, but
You're in it.
oh, okay. But I think what makes this event fun for me, and I'm going to let Kelly kind of jump in on this here as soon as I'm done talking, but the very first Enduro we had, and then the follow up with the second, I was no part of those. I just was down in the area of the pits on the infield, and what I seen and what I felt was what I remember as a kid about racing. Everybody there was having a blast. Mm-hmm. Everybody there was there to help each other. There was no teams. There's nobody hating each other. Everybody's just there to have a hell of a good time and do the best that they can do. Nobody really goes out and tries to wreck one another. Now, your friend you may tap in the ass or something, but right. Other than that, man, it just really took me back to what I thought racing was. It's competitive. You're out there and you're racing, but you're also out there because it's a blast and you're laughing the entire 150 laps. It's just a joke almost.
You're wearing a shirt, Kenny Arrington. That's when Kenny Arrington kind of made his return. Was it with the Enduro stuff? But between you, your team, and his team, you guys had enough tires to cover any hot pit that was going on. You had different sizes, so I mean, like I said, it's a real team thing. You could help someone down here, over here. You guys were ready.
I'll tell you a little story. I'll shorten it up real good. We ran that Enduro here. We didn't fare well here. The first one I won was down at Caney, down at Kerry Gorby's place, and it was a 225 lapper, I think. I don't know. It seemed like a million. I don't know. And there was 60 cars packed on that little racetrack. We still run it like a cruiser. My best old buddy Nick Sims, he still drives for me, and I run the gas like always. We had 5 flat tires during that race.
Oh, I know.
We had 5 flats, and part of it was my fault. Part of it was everything else happening. I didn't have enough air pressure, didn't know. Anyway, we changed 5 flat tires. We ran out of tires. And a kid named Justin McReynolds, who may or may not be watching, he's registered for this next Enduro, where I raced against him 20 years ago. He was there, happened to be there. Remembered me. Hadn't seen him in 15 years. Well, I ended up winning the race with his tire on the right front. And I won. But like he said, there's no team. We're all just there. And whose stuff fits what? Who's got something left? Who can make it happen? My phone's rang all week. Last 2 weeks really. It always ramps up the last couple of weeks for the Enduro, and I try to keep my schedule kind of clear and anticipate it. For this one needing that, or that one needing this, or where can I get this, or who's got that, or you got any of this left laying around? Those just general phone calls from guys that I've known and talked to for working on 30 years now, because I had a 50th birthday this summer, so now I'm older than I realized. But
someone scheduled it on a race night.
No, we had to have it on a Friday, so it wouldn't be on a race night.
That was a race
night at Humboldt. Yeah. We had to pick our evil, buddy. We had to stop somewhere.
I wanted to be there, but
I get it. I realize that we tried, but. But no, like you said, the camaraderie, the people, guys you see twice a year only at the Enduros, guys you used to race with 20 years ago, the phone calls, that kind of stuff. It's genuinely just a good time.
So we do 150 lappers.
Yes.
Do you think that, you've done 225, the one that I did was a 200. There is a 600 lapper that happens down in Texas, which is way too long. I don't know how people do that. What do you think is the optimal lap?
Well, here's the thing, and I kind of figured it out, and I've talked to a couple other promoters, and basically it depends on the size of the racetrack.
Yeah, of course.
And you try to tailor it to, it ends up around 50 miles. That's kind of the 3/8 mile racetrack, 150 laps. I think it comes up 51 and a half. I don't do the math. Caney, quarter-mile racetrack, smaller racetrack, more laps. That's what I was told, is that's kind of what they kind of shoot for. And at the end of the day, you start 40 or 60 cars, and you have 14 or 16 or 18 finish. I think your lap count's probably about right. There's no need. Here's what are you going to do? Okay, so we all use them up, and there's only 4 or 5 of us left racing for 50 laps. Nobody wants to watch that. That's boring shit.
Right.
I'm going to jump in there. The year that I drove it, I've driven a couple times. I feel like 150 is just about right. It almost feels a little bit too long when you're out there. Sometimes you're just clicking off laps there from about lap 70 to lap about 110. You're like, okay, this is kind of getting old, but then it ramps right back up on those last few. So I don't know. I think it's about the right number. And honestly, this year, this weekend, I'm telling you, as a fan, it's just worth coming out. We've got the A mods, we've got 2 makeup features, and then you're gonna follow it up with a 150 lap enduro. That guys, we've got
some pretty big names.
guys. I'm just getting ready to say, Kelly. If you don't know them, you see them on the Discovery Channel. You see them on History Channel. You see Farm Truck and Asian. Farm Truck has been a great friend of the Speedway. Texts me every once in a while. Asian texts me quite often. We talk all the time.
Supporters of motorsports in general.
Unbelievable supporters of motorsports.
Yes, absolutely.
So Farm Truck Asian both coming out. Farm Truck's going to be participating, guys.
I think was it his nephew that had a car last year?
Sure was. It was his nephew.
Showed up kind of late, kind of under the radar last minute. Did fairly well. I think he held on.
I think it was a top 5, top 6 until the very end there, and then
something fell off. Something went away.
But we also have got the the Paralympic gold medalist archer. I think Matt Stutzman is his name, if off the top of memory here. And if you haven't seen this guy, check him out on YouTube. He drives like a pro stock drag car. Again, has no arms. He's the armless archer, and unbelievably talented. And for anybody that says I can't do it, just watch this guy on video. I kind of got a little side bet going, little bet between the KSR race team versus the armless. Because I'm just saying, guy blows your doors off, you're going to hear about it.
Well, my success rate lately has not been real good. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, we just want the old KSR enduro car to finish come Saturday. I got a little higher expectations for the mod, but we just want the enduro car to finish.
I like that, and I also like the fact that it looks like we're going to have. I'm going to say well over 40 cars. I know what's pre-registered.
There's 39 pre-registered right now.
And had another 1 or 2 this afternoon that's not on that list. And then on top of that, the calls that I've been getting, Kelly's been getting.
Yeah, absolutely.
We talk, and I know there's more guys coming. I know a guy from Hutch called today and said he had an old cruiser car. I asked what he had to do to it, blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
I said, as long as it's not a Kelly Shipman cheated cruiser car, you'll be fine.
Outlaw cruiser.
Outlaw cruiser.
There's none of those left.
Yeah. So no, but I'm just telling you, this is one for the fan. I'm telling you, it's fun, and you have a blast, Andy.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have a blast. It's just I don't know. It's just a great event. It's fun. I got to thank again Broadway Truck and Auto. I mean those guys. Without them, we couldn't do the event. Kelly Shipman. I mean, nobody knows this, but I know this, and Kelly helps so many people with parts and things for these cars that get a little harder to find here and there, and he stockpiles them. Know who else stockpiled them? So, and Bo Davis, I see you over there, 100 laps on New Year's Day, and saying some stuff. Come on out. I think Nathan Brownell, who's usually in your pit crew, you mention him every week when you're up there at Victory Lane. Don't think he's able to be here this week. No, his daughter's turning 21, I believe, and
See if old Buck
so why
can
don't
go get Brownell's
you go
car.
get Brownell's car, buddy? Bring it on out.
Ready to go.
Huh?
It's probably ready to
Yeah,
go.
That's what I'm saying.
You know it is knowing Brownell. It's probably perfect.
Tell you what, Bo, I'll provide the 01X for the side of it if you did, if they swell up big enough for you to jump in it.
I like that idea. That's typical JR fashion right there, folks.
The one thing that I really like about the enduros that we do are the mix of single driver and then the cruiser thing, because the cruiser kind of throws it back to the what was it, the Thirsty Thursdays, and
Well, it gives an old guy like me who never was much of a race car driver a chance to get back in one. I'll be honest. I'll tell the whole world I'm terrible behind the wheel. That's why I have Dan Powers. I tell if I could do it, buddy, I wouldn't need you. But I know it, but I don't run the throttle bad, especially at this speed. And these old cars. I build this car's built just like our old cruisers were 25 years ago, and yeah, sometimes I wonder if some of these little modern fuel-injected cars aren't the better way to go. But I don't know anything about them, so I'm just doing what I know.
right.
And like I said, you got a wide cross section of cars, all type of stuff. Late model, fuel-injected, smaller cars, the old school iron like I've got. You guys got guys in old retired race cars. They've just put stock motors and stuff in, made them legal. All of which is fine, because at the end of the day, the lap counter is the equalizer.
Right.
You can be fast as you want to be for 25 laps, but that don't really matter.
Jeremy Richmond, of course, is registered, going to start 6th. I think, not sure which car he's going to bring out. Hopefully it's not the one that he's had some pilot drivers in, because it's not fared very well. We'll have to see how that one
Yeah, I don't know if it ended up well this last week. Jeremy's a great guy. He was wanting to test it this week sometime, I think, and of course with the rain and stuff, I just wasn't able to make it work for him. Right. So I don't know how that one ended up, but we'd love to see those. There's just such a cool list of names, and I see Bo Davis. He's making some excuses on there. It says something about Greg's running, and Kenny. No, we're talking about you, Bo. We're talking about you.
We need Bo. But I got to give a shout out to Bo Davis,
Absolutely.
Marina Coleman, and Casey Joe Gimmel had their race cars out at Touch a Truck at Clark Davidson Elementary last night over in Goddard.
That's so awesome.
So,
Yeah, need more of that stuff. The youth is what it's about. That's what our friend Tyler Davis over here at the go-kart track, he's doing right now. He was going to maybe make it on the show a little bit, but it sounds like he's out there prepping and working on the go-kart track because they got an event this Sunday. And that's another thing. If you guys get a chance and didn't get your fill of racing, it's really fun to come out and watch the next generation in this deal race. And the go-karts are just a blast. And there's an adult class as well. It gets pretty competitive if you want to. It gets pretty salty. And you get to see a guy like, I mean, to be honest, Jeremy Campbell comes out and runs every week out there.
Oh, yeah.
And he's a tough one to beat. I watch him every
serious.
week, and his kid's about as good in the wing cart and stuff as well. So, but Little 81, I know they got a huge event coming up with the Cartacular. Sorry, they robbed that from me.
Cartacular.
But yeah, we've talked about Thursday Night Thunder. We had a guy ask us about doing some races on Thursday Night Thunder and all those things. But very excited to get you guys out here for this event this weekend first.
Absolutely. Some of the midweek stuff because everyone that works here at the Speedway does have another job. We're doing this as on the slide. Everyone else has got something going on. You got 90 things going on. Kelly's got 100 things going on. Katie's got 28,000 things going on because you slide some of your work over to her. But it's tough to do even like practice on the week. That's why we limit it to what we do.
Yeah, that's for sure. It's a lot. There's a lot of stuff going on, and it makes it pretty tough. But a lot of times, if a guy just wants to shake a car down or something, and they call the Speedway, we're willing to work with you. Or, it becomes when you got to prep the racetrack.
Right.
It just costs too much. Just to be fair, the water, the time, and then the insurance and those things, and it's just too much when you have it fully prepped and so yeah. But we love to help all the racers that we can. I had a new mini stock out here last Sunday. The guy bought it for his kid and just was trying to teach him how to drive a stick shift.
Yeah.
So
You got to start somewhere.
yeah, so
you got it.
so yeah,
gotta kick it off.
it's really about that. And again, we got the two makeup features. We're going to start off the night. Again, we're going to start an hour early. Everything's backed up an hour, guys.
Good
Yeah, we
mention
need
that.
we need to make that
mention-
clear
make
that
yeah.
the grandstand. So pits are going to open at 2:30. Grandstand is going to open at 4:00. Everything's backed up an hour because we had to do those two makeup features.
Yes, and all drivers, you're going to check in by 4:30. If you're not checked in by 4:30, you will not be in the makeup feature, or you will not be in the enduro race.
Dan, you paying attention?
So yeah, well, I was going to mention. I noticed when Kevin Castle was
Director of
gone.
operations is probably
Castle was gone here a couple weeks ago, and I heard, I didn't see it, I heard through the grapevine that Dan drove off with the lift still under the car, got out to the racetrack, didn't have a transponder that was charged, and I think, what did he do, leave wheel covers off the, I mean, it was a disaster, Kelly.
I tell you, when things get a little bit out of normal.
I'm just kidding.
With that old director, he's always there for us.
But I want to bring up,
I want to brag on myself for a minute. My enduro car transponder is actually on the charger already. It's ready.
wow,
Yeah, not only am I not going to, well, unless I forget it.
it probably won't be mounted right.
I've never took the pouch off. It's still there.
So this will be our final points race for USRA modifieds this year. So if anybody's chasing national points, regional points, I could see some cars showing up because there's not a lot of spots left to race that this year.
And also towards the end of the season, since we kind of run later than a few of the northern places as they're getting ready for Spooktacular.
Absolutely.
We see quite a few of the big names show up just to get a little bit of practice in. But this being the last one, I would definitely think.
Yeah, hopefully we get a few guys that want to show up and get some points there. But again, we're going to be pitting on the infield for the enduros only, okay, guys? So if you're an enduro car, infield pitting, once you're inside, you stay inside because we do have we got two features, some heat races, Power Wheels race. Obviously, you can move around a little bit during the Power Wheels race and the intermission there, but we ask that you stay in that infield. There's restrooms down there. We'll be bringing the food cart down and those things. So we're really excited about that. I know everybody loves pitting in the infield. And to be fair, it's a cool environment. It feels great. And if you're, as a racer, it's awesome. Go sit in the stands for a little bit with a hauler down there and tell me how good it is to see in the backstretch, though. That's why we don't do it, by the way.
Right. Let's let's touch on that Power Wheels race a little bit. Boy, I tell you, there was a Facebook post couple yesterday, and I didn't know I was tasked with. I guess I've got 2 Power Wheels cars to work on too. After that, I not only Hudson Davis, as Emily Davis told me, I need to get that thing straightened out and get it geared right, and then Nicole Powers jumped right on me too, and I think maybe Brody or Briggs is also going to be in there. I think I may have a 4B to work on. I'm not sure.
Well, that's great. What I would say is that I think there's a limited number of entries available for the Power Wheels.
It is a big number, but it's
I
limited.
think it's. And my wife's going to kill me. She probably told me, but I don't remember what it is. But I think it's only. Is it 20?
I think it's more than that.
I don't know what it is, but you cannot register late for that one. No. Get online tonight. Tonight is the closing of the registration for the Power Wheels, guys. So no excuses. Get on there right now.
Yep.
Jump on Facebook. Click on the link with the little picture of the Power Wheels. And there's a Google form to fill out. Do it real quick. It doesn't cost anything. Rodney just brought over 3 brand new bicycles we're going to be giving away. We just got new trophies out there that they're for the Power Wheels. It's going to be a cool event. It's run what you brung. Remember that. We changed the rule.
Wheels. It's got to be a Power Wheels.
It's got to be.
Don't show up in a go-kart. Don't show up in a golf cart.
It needs to be a
Just
Power
Wheels.
Wheels.
Power Wheels. I don't care if it's a Barbie Jeep.
Oh, it's 40 Power Wheels, I'm being told by Troy Keeler.
I knew
so.
it was up there.
Yeah, but it is run what you brung. So run whatever batteries and motors on the Power Wheels that you want. But we did that because it is hard to police, because some of the Power Wheels nowadays come with different battery options that are higher voltage than the ones that you used to run. So
those are racers' kids, so they're going to cheat.
Every one of them is. So we just decided run what you brung.
Mark Courtwright showed up with the Power Wheels, had 2 car batteries in it one time. We had to cut that down. Just 1 car battery.
I don't have a doubt in my mind. Mark works for me every day, side by side. I have no doubt he dreamed that up without telling me. No doubt in my mind. But of course, we've had them here before, and it was great. But the turnout at Humboldt for the Power Wheels deal of midsummer, I think everybody in whatever county, the Greenwood County, whatever I think everybody there had a Power Wheels there. Every kid. It was great. I mean, I don't know. They were like 27 wide and 2 deep. I don't know.
Oh yeah, it was a great time.
And I challenge the racers here. I know a lot of you got kids and stuff. Let's do this thing, man. I think it'll be fun. If anybody's
there's some Power Wheels on the Facebook Marketplace I ran across today. Some of them are giving them away. The battery's bad. I'll just need to. I think you can get one of them little hookup. Put the DeWalt battery.
Just put the Milwaukee or DeWalt on it. That's all you got to do. It's going to give it more power, and it's cheap. You probably got one in your toolbox.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to charge.
I use the DeWalt adapter. I've got one of the DeWalt adapters I use around the shop for 12 volt for a power source.
Yeah, there you go.
I got to read this real quick. Somebody just texted me and said, I'll let you guess, guys, who it is. I cannot wait for the Enduro this weekend. I think I should be jumping in with Tyler Davis and see what it's like riding with him.
I bet I can guess.
I bet I can guess.
Okay.
Is
ready?
it Ryan?
Say it together.
Is it somewhere out of Texas?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I wasn't gonna. I thought it was here. I thought it was Dallas Bishop.
It is Dallas
somewhere
Bishop.
out of
Oh,
Texas.
okay, Texas.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go. Catch up, man. Hey, good job, man.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
all
getting
for that. I don't know if
I'm
Tyler
getting-
is.
Yeah.
I don't even. Does Tyler Scraven got a seat in it? I haven't even seen it.
No. It's a 50-50 proposition at this point. This
It's
is
a
what-
gamble. Okay.
They get so busy over there in the fab shop that the
Oh yeah.
He's
Oh,
got.
yeah.
Well, he's racing for a championship. Still got a race.
yeah.
Cody Hoole's
Sketchy.
sketchy at best, reliable on that. The rest of the
In
crew-
his defense, I think all he's got to do is show up and sign in for a championship.
So are you telling him to stay home?
Oh, I'd love him to stay.
Hey, we got somebody on Facebook saying go farm truck. I agree.
Love shovel.
And I will say this to the Enduro guys, they're here to race and to have fun as well. It ain't about wrecking those guys so you're
Right.
YouTube famous. Those guys have put the same effort in that everyone else has. And
Absolutely.
and they just, they're here to race and have a
I
good
bet
time.
I bet that car is going to be ready to rip.
I spent some time visiting with Farm Truck the last Enduro when he was here, and they're just from Oklahoma. I mean they're just good old boys. And like I said, that's what he said. He says he just wants to go and have a good time. His nephew entered that last one. He ran fairly well, and he said they didn't want to make a big to do out of it. That's why they showed up late and didn't even tell anybody they were coming. So
They called and said we're going to be late, but we'd like to I think they needed to register
Yeah,
at the gate, so we got them hooked up. So
Right.
let's talk about registration. Tonight is the cutoff for the Outlaw Power Wheels Showdown. So you need to get on Facebook, There is a Google form that you have to fill out. If you don't have a Facebook, someone you know has a Facebook, and they can get you hooked up. It's not a private site. 81 Speedway on Facebook. Get over there and do that. Registration for the Enduro online will cut off tomorrow night. I don't have a time.
I don't either. It says until Friday, so I would assume it's Friday night. My wife can step in and yell at us here and give us a time maybe.
Let's just say 8 o'clock.
But it doesn't cut
8
off
o'clock.
because you can walk up to the window
Correct.
on Saturday with an Enduro car and pay for a registration up until 4:30.
Registration online cuts off. We will take your registration until 4:30. Put that in your phones, 4:30. Again, moved up an hour. Normally 5:30, going to be 4:30 Saturday here at the racetrack for the registration for the Enduro. So absolutely no registrations for the Power Wheels after tonight. It's going to cut off. Friday you can't get registered, and then Saturday, of course, you can't show up and get it in.
I see Tim Osmond there says, so me and my daughter will both have cars for the Enduro. Not registered, Tim, and you know the rules, and you know how to do it.
Well, he can walk up at 4:30. At
I know.
4:28.
I'm giving him a hard time.
In Tim's defense, Tim called last night with a no start, no run problem. He's probably still trying to sort it out. Tim, I hope you got it running.
He commented up here. I'll have to go back.
A lot of comments tonight.
Jeremy got ours done about an hour ago, so we're ready to go. So let's go back. J.R. Derringer, what's up? Kelly Shipman.
Yep, known Junior's whole life.
James Furman videos chiming in. Of course, Bo Davis. Justin McReynolds, he's here.
Yeah, I mentioned him.
He came to see the legend. He's ready to go. A little bit more of Bo. Brian Wonders, best race of the year.
Yeah, B-Dub's always been a supporter race with Brian and his dad a long time.
I hope so. No one said I'm saying this wrong. Dustin Frenia, is that right?
I believe that's correct. Yeah.
Okay, no one's yelled at me.
I've
That's
never
wrong.
been corrected for that. That's how I say it.
Picked up a win a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it looked real
Absolutely
good.
dominant in that, and I hate that he showed up late in the year. I wish he would have raced with us all year long and really gave them guys a run for their money. The need to speak with you in regards to makeup feature.
Yeah.
So if
I don't know Dustin like real personally. I've talked to him every time he's been out at the Speedway. He seems like a super nice guy. All I know that based on our policy is no new drivers or new cars. Obviously, the person driving in the feature must be the one that qualified the car in the heat race last week, if that pertains to your question. And we do that for a bunch of reasons. One, we race for points.
Was he signed in last week?
He was, yeah, but
Yeah,
I
he
don't know
was.
if he can make it. Maybe
I got you.
that's
Yeah,
what John had called me earlier in the week.
I
But
got you.
but I've had 100 calls since then. So
Sure.
yeah,
Dustin, if you want to call the Speedway number, or if you have JR's number, text him. Whatever your question is, or if
Absolutely.
you got it, if you're in here right now, you can. You're not shy about it. You can ask it. We can get there. Lane Manners wants to know, and this has come up a few times, about bringing a Crown Vic cruiser bomber type class to the Speedway. So we have half of the bosses in here. We're going to get both bosses in here because we have a lot of things to talk about for 2026 at Humboldt, and then a few class stuff here at 81. So we can get a quick answer right now, but there is going to be a show here in the next few weeks that we are absolutely going to cover everything, top to bottom, soup to nuts. As
no, because I know your answer.
Kelly
No, but
Shipman
I
would
got-
say
no, I actually
about
have it.
what's
I
going to
have it.
happen in 2026 over at Humboldt Speedway. There is some changes. We talked about them live at the Speedway. John Allen and I want to clarify for those of you that were not at Humboldt Speedway. What are you doing?
Pointing at our sponsors, buddy.
We'll get to them. Great sponsors. We were going to go over everything that's going to happen at Humboldt, and there is questions about classes here at 81 Speedway. We're also going to cover that. So, quick answer on the Crown Vic Cruiser Bomber.
Kelly, what's your thoughts, buddy?
Well, I was actually approached by John Allen, and we've talked about it, and he gave it to me from the promoter stand side of it also, which I totally understand. A lot of it, like he said, was a safety issue with the fuel cells and the cages and the cars having to be safe, which I totally understand due to insurance purposes. So John and I were talking about that, about, a way to make those affordably safe and legal, more or less, for the insurance purposes. So I know that is a big issue.
Yeah, so I'll just follow up with that and say that I know John's talked to me and talked to Blackout about maybe some cage kits in those cars for an economic price. It's a price point that those guys can afford. number one, every class, and I'm going to get hit in the face for this because we have a class that hasn't been quite at that number, but it's also a class that has nowhere else to run, and that's the super stock. So
we're going to talk about it in a couple weeks.
But the reason we haven't nixed that class is because those guys have nowhere to race, and we are aware of at least 4 more that are in the works of being done, as well as the blockers who've had a little bit of some concerns on personal stuff this year. Should return. So that should put that class back over the 17 number.
I think there's 4 cars basically just waiting on a motor. There's talks of other cars that they're putting cages, trying to get bodies.
And I'll go on record as saying right now that super stock class to me is an amazing class if you're I'm not gonna say an entry level racer, but if you're just kind of looking for something to do and look at it. It's got retirees that have came back and really dominated and ran well. I mean, there's guys everybody in that class, I raced with when I was 20 years ago, and it's you can run it on the asphalt takeoff tire, which is cheap. The alcohol is cheap. I mean, those are 2 biggest expenses in racing is fuel and tires, at least they are for us. So that's a class that really a lot of guys ought to be looking at, and I don't really know why they're overlooking them. I don't know what it pays, but
no, it's not bad. It's really not.
I would also say, as far as tearing stuff up, probably the least amount of tear up happens on those cars.
Overall, for sure.
Yeah.
And that there again too, that the rules are open enough that you can kind of run what you can get, sort of kind of. You may be out there in a basically a stock metric chassis car, or you may be out there in an old converted late model, or you may be, and all that stuff's okay. I mean, you don't have the limits.
So that's why we don't just get rid of that class.
I think it's a great class. I wish it'd get a little more traction, get a little more car count. I do think it's great. But there again, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and make you mad and tell you that I am a fan of the entry level cruiser, bomber, whatever you want to call it. And I even told John Allen that I wouldn't race one. I would just help get it going.
Yeah. No, and for us, it really comes down to a couple things. One, entertainment value. Safety is a huge concern. Insurance today is even different than it was for us 6 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
It's completely different.
It's different than it was last year.
For instance, when the high limit comes in and the World Outlaws come in, it costs us an extremely amount more nowadays than it used to.
Yeah.
We had to carry almost an extra $2 million of coverage for those shows. Didn't even have the high limit show, but I had to pay the policy. That's just part of it. As far as the pure stock or the Crown Vic series, I see it kind of taking off in Florida and in a few places. I don't know how well it's doing up in Salina yet. I haven't looked at the car counts, but it really takes 15 to 18 cars to have a solid class. 15's 2 good heat races and a good feature. And so the issue becomes, is there going to be 15 cars?
Right.
People say, oh yeah, we're going to build one. Well, I've heard 25 people tell me they're going to build Enduros, and I see 3 of their names on the list. Right. So it just becomes about car count. It comes about safety, the insurance. I'm never opposed to the idea. I was approached by another guy that asked me about, hey, doing a Thursday Night Thunder series of pure stocks or Crown Vics. And to be fair, it's not just that easy. It's not me just handing the keys over to Speedway. There's a lot of prep work goes into it, and insurance and all those things, and the lights on, and it's not just free to do that. So it becomes difficult, but I'm never opposed to a new class if it's going to be supported.
And I agree. And I, like I said, nobody wants to come out and watch 6 cars either. There's another thing. You got to look at it from a spectator standpoint. You have to have the cars and have the people. But I do think it's doable. I just think there needs to be some details ironed out about it. We really do need to get some feedback from the public, from the racers. And like you said, 10 people say they're showing up and 2 do show up. I mean, that's just standard.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a thing we should race every week. I think it's a thing we should race once a month, maybe twice a month. Maybe on what I call an off week, when you don't have a big show, when you don't have something, and because I know how entry-level racing goes. We all started there, at least I did. And some days that we race every week, it got a little grueling and got a little financially challenging.
I've had some, you talk about entertainment value. This year, you and I have talked about it a lot. The mini stock tuners.
Oh man,
we've grown that class. It's
there's
unbelievable.
So many of them. There's basically a 24 car field every Saturday night or every night that they run. And there's some people say for entertainment value, when the mini stock tuners come out, they go get a cheeseburger, they go get a beer, they go to the merch shack because of entertainment value, and there's 24 of them out there.
And,
Yeah.
and you really shouldn't be, because I'll tell you, I'll be honest, I'm just as guilty. I didn't watch many stocks, but I've got a little bit of an interest in the 33 car now. It's got a big old KSR sticker on the front of it. So I've started watching many stocks. Now, as a rule, I watch it from my phone, from the trailer, because either it's right before or right after our race. But I have been watching, and you are right. The entertainment value is there. I mean, it's there.
Well, what I like about that class is that there is no dominant car.
Yeah, you have no idea.
And the front wheel drive is just as fast as the rear wheel drive
Yeah,
on
that was
almost
crazy.
every
I
night.
never expected that in a million years.
And so it's just been a fun class that we've seen that, when we first started, it was 8, 9, 10 cars, 11 cars, 15 cars. Then, we got a little bit bigger, then it got a little smaller. And now it's just, I think there's 43 registered, or maybe 50. I don't even know, but they come strong every week, and we appreciate those guys. They have a good time. They look like it's competitive and fun. So that's what it takes.
There was a weekend, there was 32 of them signed in. The same weekend, there was only 15 A-mods signed in, and then there was which hasn't happened more than one or two times this year. There was less than 24 stock cars signed in.
Yeah, we've been really blessed. I always tell everybody, and this is the truth. Stock cars are my favorite to watch. As far as a group of guys, they seem to be my favorite guys as well, walking through, just because there's really not a lot of animosity between anybody. Everybody gets mad every once in a while about things, but there's really no hard lines of division. Everybody seems to get along, and I just really appreciate that. And they race hard. They really race hard, and it's a fun class to watch, and it has a lot of cars, so it's my favorite class.
I've got a couple stock car guys, of course, that call and reach out to me. Mr. Arrington himself here, and the whole FAFO team, or whatever you want to call it.
Fast AF.
Yeah, that. But and some others. But I tell them all the time, I believe that is of course, you can look at the car count; it's the biggest. But I think it's the most competitive class at 81 Speedway on a Saturday on a weekly show.
It's really tough.
It is fun to watch every week. And also, let's take a minute and touch on Brian Friends winning the Dallas Friends Memorial.
So
race. That's pretty awesome.
I know there was a
out there being Brian Friends, doing what he knows how to do.
People that said to me it was a little aggressive of a move to take the lead. But I think that he said it very clearly in Victory Lane.
I loved it.
He said
he owned it.
He owned it. He owned up to it. That was his. But he also said, I don't know how much time I got left, so I got to win one for my dad.
And you know what else he said there that I appreciate as a racer? He said, I probably got one coming, and I deserve it. And so, you know what? I knowing Bo probably won't even destroy him or anything. Bo will probably let him know he was there once, and then race him hard. So, no, it was cool. Most people probably don't know, but Brian Franz is probably one of the main reasons that I bought the racetrack. Brian, I've known him forever. My family's known his family, and the Newton guys, and we don't, we text and talk every once in a while. But
South Side guys.
Yeah, you're South Side.
South Side guys.
Hayesville trash. But I really like him and his entire family, and honestly, like, when he was in the B feature, I was like, oh man, this is not going the way we wanted it to go. For his family.
That's a run to transfer in out of a very tough B feature.
I talked to Bo after the races. He didn't even mention me anything about that. He just said thanks, and he's our this year's champion. So absolutely. Congratulations to Bo. Had a real dominant season there for quite a while, and only to be chased by the car he built with Jace in it, Jace Reimer. So no, it was a good season for Bo, and I would be hard-pressed to believe that he'd be too upset about the way that race went. I don't know if you've talked to him, but seemed like it was just a hell of a good race and a fitting into the Dallas Friends Memorial race. So.
Yep. If you weren't here, you absolutely missed out, but you can catch the archive on Racing Dirt. Speaking of Racing Dirt, our videographer Brent on there. Brent drives up from Oklahoma City every Saturday night to be here with us to video the on Racing Dirt. No yellow flags for the Enduro. That is true. We will standing start green, and we will only throw a red flag if there is just too many obstacles or something is very dangerous on the track. And
on
then
fire or upside down.
Well, we've had a few where there's just too many bumpers laying around, and it becomes TT track, and we're not going to tear it up that way. So no yellow flags for the Enduro. Standing start on the green. And of course, red flags when there's too many obstacles will get everyone cleared off, and then at a standing start to go back racing after the red.
Yeah, and I'll just say this, and this is probably the most important thing: receivers. Receivers.
This is your time. Kelly Shipman said it. He has his transponder on the charger. I hope you picked up some AAAs when you went to go get you some Jim Beam, and it's AAAs and your transponder on the charger. Very important.
This is the honest truth about it. Troy will have the meeting here this week. Keeler is just an amazing race director for us, and Troy's just going to let you know if you're in the top 5 and you don't have a receiver, you're getting disqualified anyway. So don't show up without one. It's really not just about you, and I know a lot of you guys have raced without them, and that's how we all were brought up, and I understand that. But these things definitely can save lives, save wrecks, save your equipment, and there's really just no excuse for this day and age not to have one.
Absolutely.
If you screw up a little, you can get yelled at over them too. I learned that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. John Allen's been on me a couple times on some stuff over the receiver.
That's called when the red comes out, you stopping,
Yeah, stop.
Kelly,
Stop.
not passing 7 more cars to catch up.
Getting
I'm not going to stop.
timing loop
I'm
to
not.
get another
I'm
lap
not going to stop behind a guy that I know is not going to take off.
Lane Myers, of course, asked a question about the Crown Vics. They race them in Salina, very legal cage, fuel cell. I would recommend Lane get a hold of John Allen kind of after the season. We have a lot of things coming up with World of Outlaws. We're going to talk about that. World of Outlaws late models, 2 shows, Ed Grussel Memorial here at 81. We're going to finish off the year. What?
Just listening to you talk about it at the end of the year, it's just kind of crazy to think about that. I mean, you look at this week, it's what I consider the funnest race of the year, the Enduro race. With the Power Wheels and of course the added features, and then we roll right into the World of Outlaw late models. And what's cool about that event is the Gressel family has really stepped up, added the A-mods to that program, added a 3,000 to win, 200 start, could be more. We're looking for some other ideas on that, but looking really cool, that event. And then we go right into a couple of needed weeks off to get the track in order. We got the World Outlaw sprint cars coming in, followed by the next night, the Spooktacular.
Yeah.
So it's a hell of a month of racing. It's long from over here at 81 Speedway. We've got another whole month of racing coming up, and it kicks off again this weekend with the Broadway Truck and Auto Enduro race. Twister City, I believe this one is. So.
Twister City Enduro, 150 laps or 2 hours, whichever one comes first. I will say, we've never hit the time.
Never.
It's always been the laps.
Yeah, it's always like hour and 23 was the longest.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
We had a little bit too many red flags, a little bit too much debris to clean up. So Lane,
John forgot the water.
I was there that week.
I would recommend talking to John Allen, but it is going to have to be after in November sometime before he actually heads off to go to PRI and all the promoter stuff that he does during the winter. So
I see Cameron on there on your popping up.
So
Cameron Van Dusen, I just want to say, man, our hearts are with you.
I've said Van Dusen.
Oh, well,
no one's yelled at me, and I even give myself opportunity.
I say Van Dusen. I'm not sure.
Yelled at in the pits riding around. So
don't know the kid real well. I met him this year when he brought a mini stock out. He called a few times. Just been a breath of fresh air. Just here for the right reason. Here to have fun and have a blast. And I hope he does the same thing with Heavy Heart this weekend. So hats off to you, buddy, and can't wait to see. I did see you registered this morning.
Yep. So we are going to update it again. He's asking about getting it updated. Wants to see his name on there, so we're going to do that.
Mason Perky, I got to say, what's up, boy? I see you said hi to me, so I got to say hi. And what else is Bo saying? I'm back.
He's
I've
back.
heard I've been missing.
Must have had some supper to go attend to.
Oh, or homesteading. I thought maybe out in your neck of the woods.
I don't think no. There's no chicken, no rabbits, no quail. There's nothing at the Bo Davis Racing.
I don't get that far west. I don't know.
out there a little bit. We did talk about it. World of Outlaws late models over at Humboldt. If you have not seen late models around the bull ring, you're missing out.
Oh, Lord.
You are absolutely missing out. You kind of think, like, how are these guys getting around there? But the last time, 2 years ago when the Outlaws were with us, it was 2 and 3 wide the whole entire time. Chase Younghands picked up the win. So it's going to be a great night, but we do have to remind everyone, if you have a specific spot that you like to sit in the top 8 rows at Humboldt, you have to get your tickets bought now because those are reserve only. So get those bought. Top 10 rows at 81 for the World of Outlaws late models as well as the sprint cars. So I recommend when you're on the World Racing Group website, get your late model tickets and your sprint car tickets bought now for that. What'd you have to say?
Same thing. Just
Okay.
go to worldoutlaws.com, check on the buy tickets button. It gets you right through 1844 Dirt Ticks, I think is the phone number.
Correct.
Gets you all your ticket needs right there. We do not sell the tickets here in advance. We don't have a way to sell you the tickets over the phone. They do. World Racing Group does all their own ticketing for their events until day of the race. Day of the race, when the gates open, we sell tickets for them right here out of the World Racing Group trailers typically.
Right.
So we're looking forward to that event. I know I've been talking to Ryan Guston, and rumor has it that wearing a shirt that I think he sent with somebody here a few weeks ago, and Ryan's excited. He's going to be racing a modified as well that night here at October 4th at 81 Speedway.
Sounds like they got a new wrap on the late model.
I
to
heard,
honor.
I seen or heard about that, as well as the modified he's driving is going to look like the Guston car from when he raced for Ed Gressel, and we're really pumped up about the Gressel family coming out and being a big part of that event. And I think Ethan Dotson might be in a modified, I'm hearing as well.
There's so
It's going to be
again,
going to be a big time.
Again, we're going to have to talk because we are going to run the A mods. That is going to be another tune-up show to get ready for Spooktacular. So you are going to see quite a few cars show up for that race. Big money. You guys are putting up some big money for that as well. So it's going to be a time you're not going to want to miss.
Yeah, what is that? A 3,000 to win deal?
Yeah, it's 3,000 to win. It pays good all the way through the field, clear back to the back, and it is against the USRA Nationals. But I want to clarify. Todd and I have had conversations. It's not against those guys. I figure the top 10 in the USRA points and a little bit deeper in the field, probably going to go over to Lucas Oil and be a part of that 3 or 4 day show, and we encourage those guys to do that. This show's a non-sanctioned, non-points,
It's all about
USRA rules, all about the money. Come and have a great time and be a part of the Ed Gressel Memorial Tribute Race. We're going to do a salute again with the Real American beer, and I think it's going to be a really cool event. And I'm excited to see a couple of those gladiators jump in modified as well.
It's going to be a good one. Of course, we'll have the KSR car out.
Oh yeah. We'll be present. We'll be doing the best we can. Just a good solid local showing.
Doing the best we can.
Solid local showing.
Let's go back through my notes here from the real boss.
Yeah, find out if we
Katie.
forgot anything
Katie's
that
on
she said.
here.
Yeah, I don't want to get yelled at.
Enduro driver's going to pit in the infield. We talked about that. No crossing back. And so the viewership is growing. People are checking in, checking out. So I want to talk about that. Once you get in the infield, you cannot leave. But there is restrooms. The food cart will be over there. All the amenities you're looking for will be in the infield. So you really don't need to go anywhere. If you need a T-shirt or something, I bet we could.
And they can cross. They can cross during or before the program starts, or
Right.
I'm being told there's no food cart coming to the infield, so they will get to cross to come get food and
Okay.
stuff, but only with appropriate help down there.
Yep. And of course, plenty of track help here at the Speedway. We can get that figured out. Do want to remind everyone, everything is moved up 1 hour. Pit
Yes,
gate's going to
very
open at
important, 1 hour.
2:30. Grandstand at 4 o'clock. Drivers must be checked in 4:30 on the dot. Hot laps at 5, racing at 6 o'clock. Pit pass is $35. Children 5 to 10 or 15. Children 4 and under, absolutely free. Here at 81 Speedway, general admission into the grandstand, and for $15, you are going to see a lot.
there's a lot going
of
on.
racing
There's a lot going on.
That is going to happen. Of course, seniors 65 and older, and the military $12. Children 10 and under, absolutely free here at the Speedway. Love that you do that.
My wife did correct and say the pit gate opens at 2:30. It's not an hour early. It's just 30 minutes early.
30 minutes
So
early.
it's 30 minutes early on that. So 2:30 for the pit gate. But I'm just pumped up, excited to get everybody back out. And this race is just one I look forward to every single year, man. I'm excited, and I get to see a lot of my friends and buddies and old time racers that I knew from back in the day, and they're out there competing and just having a ball.
Yep.
I don't know how many the current race fans, remember JR's Enduro or Demolition Derby days. He came from the stock,
Yeah,
from the stock stuff and the old big cars and the old iron. So he really did. I mean, that's when I met him. You've never been to Newton Demo, you should go at least once in your life. It's an experience you should have.
It's a blast.
If you don't go to anywhere else, you got to go to Newton.
I agree. It's a blast.
But go ahead and check the 4 and the 83 in now. That way I can get here when I want.
Kelly, we all know you're going to be here at about 9:30 in the morning to find your spot. And I'm going to tell you, you get to come in at 2:30.
Wait in the parking lot, come back at 6.
We're getting towards the hour.
Yeah,
mark.
I'm done. I don't know if
stand up,
Tyler
so
wanted to come.
So he's got dinner plans.
No, just going home.
Okay.
Just going home.
Going home.
I don't know if
Nester.
Tyler. Yeah.
Maybe Tyler's back at the shop working on his Enduro car.
I doubt it. I was going to tell him if he wanted to come on the show real quick, talk a little bit about the upcoming kart races. I know we got that Kartacular coming that his wife's been working really, really hard on getting the trophies and stuff done. And, I don't think Tyler's done a whole lot getting the event ready, but
if
his wife sure has.
If you've not made sure that you follow the Little 81 Speedway Kart Park page, you need to do so. Big sponsors. They're still looking for some more sponsors if you want to throw some money in to the kids.
They're paying like $1,000 to win for the 212 class at the Kartak. I know. I'm just saying. I'm blown. There's going to be mayhem.
Huge money.
It's going to be mayhem.
Huge money.
Are you announcing that deal? Have you been invited to announce it?
No.
Well, you just got it.
Check.
I'd say something on the air, but I'm not going to. Check your schedule. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say.
So
if he can't say it, I sure don't need to be on it.
So let's just be clear, because I do go, Tyler, I kind of like Ricky, he's like Ricky Bobby. I'm Ricky Bobby's dad. He leaves a pit pass for me every weekend when I never show up. But I have I bring my kids and my kids have fun because my brother-in-law has a go-kart. So he's racing now.
Okay.
But I come out and I got volunteered to be Maddie's crew chief.
I seen that. Yep.
I've had to do some other stuff, so I want to come out and watch, but I always get volunteered for work. But that's par for the course for your best friend.
By the way, Kelly has an open pit pass there too, and I don't think I've seen him yet this year. Kelly.
Well,
you at least got to do the night kart races.
Yeah,
were awesome.
That's what the Kartacular is.
Yeah, and the Kartacular is a 2-day show.
Yeah,
I believe gonna be at night.
17th, 18th, I believe.
It's hot on Sunday out there. You're out there every weekend.
Yeah.
But under the kids under the lights. When I was walking through the pit area and the night race, that's what they're like. Under the lights, this is going to be cool, So the kids and come out and support the kids. That's what it's all about. The kids.
Absolutely.
And get that hole fixed in turn one,
good racing.
Tyler. I want to hear about.
Got to watch that hole in turn 1.
Yeah, it's a little treacherous. It's something to see down there. But Little 81 Speedway Kart Park, of course, can never talk Diva to coming in on the show. It's always Tyler. But want to get everyone on there and talk about it again. If you got a little extra money, you want to throw it in on some win stuff for the kart, get a hold of Diva, Emily Davis, Tyler Davis, anyone over at Little 81 Speedway Kart Park. Sponsors and supporters. Yep, need to talk about that too as well.
I'm leaving.
You're leaving?
See you guys.
Okay,
Hi, buddy.
fine. Got stuff to do, I guess. Leave us in here. Do need to.
When you're as important as him, things happen.
Well, I can always tell on the show. I only got about an hour with him, and then he starts standing up.
He leaves early at everything he's at. He's always early to get there, but he's always first to leave.
It's never an Irish goodbye though.
No, he always says a goodbye. Never an Irish goodbye. Yeah, I know full well an Irish goodbye is my name's Kelly. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, absolutely.
Do have a group going to be on the concourse. Auto Hail group will be set up on the concourse. Get down there.
Are they pushing dents or just promoting?
I'm not really sure. Auto Hail Dent is going to be with us, and looking forward to that. I know they got a PDR group over at the Glassman set up.
Yeah,
they were actually here Saturday night.
Did they?
Talking to Dan and Tyler and Kevin and the whole entire group, asking kind of what's going on, where are you racing, and they said, "Oh, we just race right up the street." So they came right up and had a ball. So
good.
I haven't been over there to.
I've seen some of their work. They do a great job. They've been I've been between there and the race shop and going through and everything, and they've got nice stuff and they do a great job. I don't know him personally, but
I will say that you got to be very careful because they're pop up all over town.
Oh yeah.
So if you need a recommendation for some hail, contact here at the Speedway, and we can get you someone that we recommend from the Speedway. Of course, Auto Hail Group, good part of the races here. So get over there and of course be here Saturday night. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic time. Kelly Shipman's going to be racing, going to be pushing the gas. So I have to ask, is it a foot gas or is it a hand gas?
Oh, it's just got a regular throttle pedal in it.
Okay.
It's
Because
we actually take the throttle pedal out of the driver's side of the car, just move it to the passenger side of the car, and since mine's a GM based car, we actually utilize the throttle cable out of a GM van.
Okay.
So it
a little longer.
fits, well, it's longer and it fits into the factory brackets and stuff.
Because was there a time in the cruisers where it was a hand gas?
Oh, absolutely it was.
Okay.
It was easier, and it was fast and quick and easy. You just knocked a hole in a firewall with a punch or a pick, and you ran a piece of cable, and that was a disaster. Because every time you get hit, you're on and off the gas, and you're flopping around in there, and that was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. And but we didn't know, and everything was new back then. You're talking about the late '90s. I mean, there's half your fan base wasn't even alive yet. I mean,
that's a good point.
I told speaking of the mini stock. Carson Keeler, I don't know if he watches, but Carson, I said, the tires I gave you for your car are older than you, just so you know, because they were off of one of my old original cruisers. But yeah, so things have changed. But yeah, we use just a factory throttle pedal. Let's move to the passenger side.
Okay. I know that I've seen in some of them where it's the throttle pedal still on the driver's side, and it's got a linkage going over. And John Allen's made them cut the connector just to kind of
I've seen them done that way too. I had a car that was that way that I raced with another guy. It was his car, and the deal was in the cruiser days, everybody thought, well, you cheat, the driver can reach up there and grab it with his toe or whatever. And maybe they did, but I wasn't going to ride around in that thing and not do nothing. I mean, I'm going to do my part or I'm not doing it. I mean, we weren't doing it. The $200 wasn't while we were there. I mean,
it was the beer drinking.
It was the beer drinking and the local fame.
When you're running the cruiser, talk about the communication that you and Nick have. Is there hand signals, or you just kind of know? At this point, you guys have been friends for longer than I've been alive, but just are you guys just so in sync on how you're going to do things, or are you kind of giving a hand signal? How's that work?
Nick does a great job. We raced a lot there those first year or so we had that enduro car. We drug it all over. We drug it to Lucas Oil Speedway just so we could be on the Jumbotron, and we did, and we led laps, and we probably would have won that thing, but like I said, mechanical things happen. But there's some signals, and I've done this a long time, and won a championship and almost won a championship a couple times with a couple of different members of my family, and they don't race anymore. They're still fans. They still come around a little, and they still ask how things are going, and I would still jump in with them at any given moment. I mean, Ross Shipman is now retired from running a modified, but he was a force to be reckoned with in a mod. Him and I raced together. Brian Russell, who was retired from racing, he was a Superstock champion. Him and I raced together some. There's a lot of guys got their start, in a two-seater. And I raced against Bobby Bills himself in a two-seater. I knew Bobby before that from drag racing. But,
right.
But yeah, there's a lot of guys got started in two-seaters. It's just fun to come back out in the enduro deal, like JR touched on earlier about it being a good time.
Oh yeah.
And I get to put my helmet on, come out and make some laps. I got some fans and friends and people that only come out a couple times a year when I'm racing. Try to make fans out of them. Try to get them to come more often, but some of them just only come then. But it's a good time, and I just want to finish. We've had a little bad luck here, off and on. The old car's been better than we finished, or something dumb's happened, and that's kind of the way my mod season was. I had a little bit of bad luck, but we worked through it and we made it look good, and we had a lot of help. I mean, Tyler and crew jumping in there changing engines with me.
There's a video on the internet of that.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. That's all Emily Davis too, by the way. Diva Emily Davis. That was an amazing video. I shared that with some sponsors and some friends. It was really, really cool. And in the week we got tore up. No doing of Dan's or really anybody's. You just got caught up in a racing deal in the heat. Well, it was all hands on deck to getting it straightened out enough to get back. And I think we crawled into the top 5 that night, even with it bumped and bruised and wounded. Yep. So, yeah, I mean, it hadn't been easy, but it hadn't been terrible. I mean, I've had worse years.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is my 30th or 32nd, third. I don't know what year, but I've been at it long enough. It doesn't faze me.
Yellow car. The Enduro car is always yellow.
Always yellow.
Yellow.
Okay, I'm going to tell the story about yellow, and I hope my dad's still watching because this is totally on Dennis Shipman.
Okay.
1997, 8, I don't know. We'd just get an old car, knock the glass out of it, put a roll cage in it, we'd race it. Whatever color it was, it was. I didn't spend time painting it. I didn't care. Mm-hmm. We were just, there was 60, 80 cars every Thursday night. Mm-hmm. And if you used one up, you needed another one, like right now. Well, anyways, I ended up with this old Oldsmobile. It was kind of dirt brown. Kind of brown, ugly. And we just took house paint and painted a number on the side. I don't even remember what number we put it on. We didn't care. Well, we raced that thing. Well, my dad watched every week, and I remember no transponders, no race receivers back then. Right. This is all hand score. And my dad says, "You finished better than you got paid for." I'm like, "I don't know where I finished. I have no idea. There are cars everywhere. I don't know where I'm at." Right. He goes, "You finished better than you got paid for." This happened a couple, 3 times. Not faulting anybody. It's the way it was back then. There was 60 cars. He said, "Your car is the same color as the dirt. They can't see you. They can't see your car." I'm like, okay. I didn't think nothing of it. Well, just so happened that very same week, that car met its demise on the back straightaway. We wrecked it and destroyed it. So, okay, which is pretty common back then. It happened pretty regular.
60 cars.
So I went down to one of my local salvage sponsors, nosed around, and found another car. So I brought it home, and the Walmart at Pawnee and Broadway was still pretty new then.
Oh, okay. It wasn't rough yet?
It was still pretty new. And it's 11 o'clock at night on a Tuesday. I don't know, probably Wednesday because we raced on Thursday.
That'd be a racer. That'd be the right.
Absolutely. And I sent my cousin, Kevin, who's a race fan also, probably not watching, might be. I said, "Go down there and find me a gallon of the ugliest, brightest yellow house paint you can find. Just find the brightest color you can find." And he did. And we poured that on the hood and the roof and the deck lid and rolled it on that car. So my dad wouldn't yell at me for not being able to see my car.
We can see her.
And they've been yellow ever since. And all through the Z28, Z98, Z31 days, they were always yellow. And then they turned to yellow and white because one time we didn't have enough yellow paint, so we had to paint the nose white. That's a legitimate story. That's actually why it was yellow. That's where the yellow and white started. So really, Dennis Shipman can be credited with the yellow.
Yeah. Ever thought about running the 600?
Oh gosh, I'll tell you what. If the 600 would have started 20 years ago,
okay,
I'd have been right in the middle of it.
So 30-year-old Kelly Shipman.
30-year-old Kelly Shipman would have gathered the stuff up, gathered the manpower up. Yes, absolutely. We'd have been in Texas in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
But 50-year-old Kelly Shipman would just soon watch it on TV.
Okay. You won't even go down there and watch it live?
Oh, I'd go watch it live if we wanted to go. But I think typically it's usually on a race week for us or something, True, yeah. But yeah, absolutely. I think it's a great deal. And like the wide open rules and, like I said, like I say about the Enduro deal, the thing about the Enduro, the laps will decide the winner most of the time. Yeah. Most of the time.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been guilty of that. I've been a guy that's been fast for 6, 8, 10, 12 laps and didn't finish. A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. And so it's a whole different mindset trying to run 150 plus laps.
Right.
And it really is. And a lot of times I think that's where it gets some of the what I want to call the regular race car guys, because they're not used to that.
Right.
And they want to do too much too soon, or and the dependability is not there at the end.
That's where I think, like when USMTS or even we have a Heartland show and it goes, 40 laps or
absolutely.
That's where it gets some of our local guys.
Absolutely.
That are, or that's where Rodney Sanders, Jake O'Neill, Tyler Davis, Tanner Mullins, that's where they shine, is that past 20. Because you got to get past the 20.
And I'm fortunate enough now to have a team and a driver that can stay amongst them, and those long races. I don't dread it. But yes, there's a lot of guys. There are a lot of teams. I mean, nothing personal. I'm not picking on anybody, but your stuff's not. Your stuff's got to be better. You've got to be mentally prepared for it. It's all different ball game.
Right.
Yeah, and that's what I said. I touched on earlier about Caney when I had 5 flats. Well, I tried to run regular race car air pressure.
Yeah,
that didn't work.
Not gonna.
Didn't work at all. It was horrible.
5 to 10 is not gonna work.
And we come in there and Dad yelled at me. He goes, "You ain't got enough air pressure." I'm like, "What do you want me to do about it?" I mean, but yeah.
Nick Biggs on here.
Nick, good old Nick.
Putting the Z added 50 horsepower.
Yes. That's been a running joke for years. Nick, did the boy get the old Crown Vic together? I don't see him on the lineup.
Yeah, we'll have to. I know there's probably some people waiting until the last minute.
Oh, sure. I heard
the little games the racers play.
I won't name any names, but I've gotten some phone calls this week about ones that are coming, and they're trying. They're close. I think they're going to make it, and a couple of them always make it, but they always say they're not. I mean, and it's okay. I mean, it doesn't really matter where you start. It's 150 laps. It doesn't matter. I just like to start up front so I can kind of keep track.
Because if you, let's see, he is sitting this one out.
Oh man, that's too bad.
Actually, I take that. I didn't read the whole thing. He is sitting this one out, so you have a good chance, is what he said.
Oh, that's classic Nick Biggs right there. I did see he went on vacation. It didn't end as well. Buddy, if you need some help with your old pickup, just holler at me. I don't know if you're getting it sorted out or not. He posted he went on vacation and came home on a trailer. I don't know what happened. Poor guy. I mean, the guy works constantly. I hate that for him. I didn't ask.
Yeah.
I didn't want to add insult to injury.
Well, if you need something, Nick, give Kelly a call. Speaking of endurance for your car, what do you think is probably one of the most important but yet overlooked maintenance items to run 150 laps?
I'll go to something my dad told me when we very first started racing. And I don't care if you're racing 10 laps, 25 laps, 125 laps, doesn't matter. Your car has to be as good on lap 1 as it is on lap whatever, 10, 20, 50, 100. So if your car needs to be as good at the end, that's the point. Mm-hmm. It can't fall off. It can't start missing. It can't start overheating. It can't nose over in any way. It needs to be just as good. Now, even if it's not an animal, even if it's not a house of fire killer early, as long as it's right and still right at the end, you've got a way better chance.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie, I was bad about that in the early days. I was great in the heat race and terrible in the feature. I could tear your head off, but then, boy, come feature time, I was watching from the infield.
Yeah.
So, it's just part of stuff you learn. And like I said, and this enduro deal's totally different because there's way more laps.
Right.
But yeah, basically dependability. I don't care if you make 150 horse or 550 horse. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It needs to be there at the end.
Bo Davis said right front bearing is probably an overlooked maintenance item that people.
Oh, absolutely. And these guys, and I don't mean these guys, I'm not picking on anybody, but a lot of times you just knock the glass out of an old car. You don't think twice about it. You don't look at the wheel bearings. You don't look at the control arm bushings. You don't look at a lot of the suspension parts. And as Bo said, the load on the right front of the car, because you're burying it in the corner, however fast you're going, doesn't matter whether it's.
So you can go 20 miles an hour or 100 miles an hour.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. All the right fronts where all the load is. And
right.
You can go back to the 50s, 60s, 70s when they had to brace the right front wheel, brace the right front hub. When my grandfather built semi-lates, that was they did special stuff to the right front of the car,
right.
And that's absolutely. That has to be at least good, and not necessarily upgraded, but at least not already half wore out. Yeah.
Well, you got the car fixed up. It's ready to go. Looking forward to it. This is, you're the legend.
Oh, Kenny Arrington started that, and that's why I wore his shirt.
Legend of the enduro and the of course the cruiser days.
Oh, there was guys before me, but they're just not still around. I'm just the only one left.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember sitting in those grandstands and having guys that I went, I want to be like that guy. But yeah, I've been real fortunate to stay in the sport and stay active and good. A lot of thanks to Shipman Automotive for all those years for Dad and there's been a lot of Shipman's racing. We've all kind of, none of us really. I mean, we all worked together, but it was all kind of out of the shop, and it's all Dad, really. I mean, he's one kind of kept me rolling.
Yeah.
A lot of folks don't know my grandfather on my mom's side is actually what started the racing. He was a Brooks. He actually gave Kenny Moore his first ride in a Simulate. That's what I've been told way before me.
Because you've been on several times, but we talked about how you got started looking over the fence.
Over the fence, yeah. And my neighbors were building a cruiser car. I
don't think we ever went back to how everyone got into the car thing. Because I know people that I'm surprised they can get in the car and start the car up and drive to their job. They're just not car people.
It's all I've ever known.
Right.
I mean, when I was born, my dad always worked on cars at home, in the shop, at the house, and even in the yard, whatever it took for extra money. My granddad had a salvage yard before I was born. He died when I was real young, unfortunately. Like I said, and he fielded race cars through the 60s and 70s. Even raced some in the 50s, way before me. We started going to races when I was real little as a kid. Then we got into sand buggies and off-road trucks and that sort of stuff. We could all kind of go. Ross Shipman's dad, my Uncle Melvin, who raced some his own self, has been pretty well known. He's in the Hall of Fame. They raced also. We all kind of hung out together, ran around together. Then we got back into racing really when the cruiser deal started. Yeah. I mean, that's really when we got back into it I'd say 95 or 6. We got back into it. And then we kind of stayed. We haven't really. I took a year off here or there, but we've stayed part of the racing community since.
Yeah, you guys, of course, traveled around. You guys, Salina a lot of times for cruiser stuff. That's like you said. That's when there was. They had to have their own night. There was so many of them.
Oh, absolutely. As far as Iowa and South Dakota north, and as far as southern Oklahoma, almost to Texas south. There was a $2 or $5 grand to win race this time of year all over the place back then. And I was fortunate enough to win a couple of those. I won one at Humboldt Speedway. I won one at Beatrice, Nebraska. Beatrice, Nebraska was a great time. It was like a miniature Boone, Iowa for cruiser guys. There was 150 cars and a party and cars everywhere. And I was 25 years younger, and it was a great time. My dad was paying for it and not happy about a lot of my decisions sometimes during that. But God, we had a blast, and we actually won it twice. So, yeah, but yeah,
not bad. Yeah, you've been all over. I know a lot of people that go back to the races here, which were awesome, and on the Thursday nights, but it happened all over the country. There.
Oh yeah. Well, and the cars were there, the people were there, the interest was there. The cash for clunkers deal where they really put a wrench in the whole salvage and old car deal. What was that, like back around 2000 or 04? It was around 2010, I think. Around 2010, that really changed the flow of used cars, junk cars, all that.
Right.
And wasn't
because you got like Ty Joyce. He has I don't know what that. It's a
late model Mustang, I thought.
Yeah, it's like a 2015 Mustang he runs over with the Humboldt Speedway at the factory stocks, and he's been here before, but that's what he's got. He's got a fairly new car, and
right. And fairly, and it's a 10-year-old car now. If you go back to the early days of racing, they called Simulates in the early 70s. There was a semi-late model car. That was a 55 Chevy. So 1970 it was a 15-year-old car.
Right.
So that's kind of where that started, and yeah, absolutely. The modern technology, like I said, I was actually having this conversation with Rodney at Broadway Truck and Auto. I don't know, 3-4 days ago. There's some guys that run the late model Dodge Chargers, the late model Mustangs, all that stuff, and they do. They get around there good. They get great fuel mileage. They don't get hot. They don't do all the dumb stuff that old school carbureted cars do. But old school carbureted cars is what I know, and I can make them work. And so that's what I run.
You gotta.
I'm at an 800,000-pound weight disadvantage, but it's what I know.
You're at a dirt track. You have electrical connections. There's dust going to get into some stuff.
My shit's got 3 wires.
Yeah. I think Ken Happy, Flynn Happy, Ty Joyce, a lot of the guys running the newer fuel injected type stuff. I think they've got everything sealed up. I mean, they've really, especially the Happies. They're like, that's what they did from Minnesota,
right? And he runs the mini stock, the mini stock every week, the little 4-wheel drive,
73.
Yeah.
I think they have it all, figured out. They've got the wires taped up and
absolutely.
But it's again, if you're just joining in, the viewership's growing just a little bit here, about an hour and 20 into it. Saturday night here at 81 Speedway, Broadway Truck and Auto, Twister City Enduro, 150 laps or 2 hours, whichever one comes first. We've never ran up against the time limit. We've always hit the lap count. We are also going to have the final point show for the USRA Modifieds for Alternative Pest Management. $5,000 is on the line. Want to thank Wichita Tire and Alignment, Chris Kratzer at Slot King Chris on the YouTube. You YouTube guy?
Enough, and of course, Chris being a friend of ours and a supporter of the Speedway. We went to Vegas with Chris. Chris
goes to Vegas a lot.
Yeah, well, we went. We got to join him on a trip, and he's Slot King Chris. He's got a system. He's got some things going on there, and it appears to work.
Now you're not a slot guy.
I'm a cards guy. I'm a cards guy. I will play cards and drink bourbon until you want to go to the room or leave or whatever you want to do. Yes.
Now he does have some card tricks that he has a thing with blackjack, the way that you bet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's I think he calls it a progressive betting strategy, and it's informative and it's something to consider. And Chris is a smart guy. If you talk to Chris, even away from the racetrack, Chris is an intelligent individual, and he brings a lot to that channel. And if you're any type of a gambler at all, it's interesting. It's something to watch. It's entertaining.
His, I believe it's Chris's uncle wrote a book that you can get on Amazon, and but it's about playing. I don't think it's just blackjack. I think it is like card table games.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I'll look into that.
So that's a good one. Yeah.
I was not aware of that.
Good to follow. But Wichita Tire and Alignment at Slot King Chris. Follow him on the YouTube. We need to thank him and his whole entire team for putting up the $5,000 for the championship. Your current championship leader is Tyler Davis in the 65. Of course, no stranger to track championships at 81 Speedway, 2-time USRA national champion as well. I think we'll have to do the math on it, but I think as long as he starts the heat race, it's going to be over.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think I can catch him.
I don't. We'll have to see.
I mean, as you know, the KSR number 4 is in second.
Yep.
And I don't think I can catch him.
We'll have to see. I think as long as he starts the heat race, it's going to be all she wrote. But we do need to congratulate Bo Davis picking up the 2025
absolutely. And that was a narrow one too. It came down to a matter of positions or finishing points, I believe. It was not a blowout.
No, it was 30 going into Saturday night.
Okay,
so that was a good one. Jared Reimer, poised to be a 2-time defending champion. We'll have to finish that one Saturday night.
Sure.
Justin,
wait, 2-time here. I mean, way more. I mean, Jared Reimer was 2 in a row. Yeah, Jared Reimer was a force to be reckoned with back at HRP back in the day. I mean, he had a super stock when they still had Camaro bodies on him. I mean, he knows his way around.
He knows it. Justin Esparza, your current points leader for the Wickham Heating and Air Conditioning mini stock and tuners. Ryan McInich, of course, is your 2025 champion. We crowned that one about a month and a half ago here at the Speedway. Let's see, what else do we got? Who else do we do? Tyler Kidwell.
Yes.
Your champion here in the 2025 season. He is also your 2025 Humboldt Speedway track champion as well. We wrapped that one up last Saturday. So We are going to finish it off this Saturday night with 2 makeup features, Wickham Heating and Air Conditioning, Mini Stock and Tuners, and then your super stocks for, why am I blanking?
For
TM Fencing.
TM Fencing.
Oh,
Yes.
man, Tane's gonna call her in a minute.
He will too. Tane will get you.
TM, he hasn't been at the races in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I guess I saw him up at the shop. Yeah.
Yeah. TM Fencing LLC Super Stocks, sponsor here on the show. Great sponsor. Tane, sorry, buddy. Blanked for a minute there. TM Fencing LLC Super Stocks, we will crown those 2 champions Saturday night here at 81 Speedway. So we got a lot going on. Let's recap it. Broadway Truck and Auto Twister City Enduro. USRA Modifieds for Alternative Pest Management.
Correct.
We are also going to do an Outlaw Power Wheels Showdown.
It sounds so much cooler when you add the word outlaw
You
to
need
it.
to get the 2 Outlaw cars done.
I'll have to look into that in the morning, I guess.
For the 65 HD, I think it is, and it sounds like the 4B.
Yeah.
You have to get them. You have to get them signed up and ready to go.
I'll put some DeWalt batteries on the charger.
We are also going to do the 2 makeup features from last Saturday when the rain hit us here. So let's talk about the 2 makeup features. Only the driver is going to get a pit pass for the makeup feature. There was some questions about rain out with the policy. The policy is stated on 81 Speedway Facebook page, but we were 90% done with the.
Yeah, I mean that when you're that late through the program, it just is what it is.
So if you're unclear about the rain out policy here at 81 Speedway, please contact the Speedway if you don't understand the rules that are on the Facebook page. But that event was 90% over when the rain happened here.
And in their defense, they rain delayed it, tried to get it in. I mean, we waited.
Oh yeah.
And would we have a 20, 30-minute rain delay, and he just wouldn't let up. He just wouldn't quit.
We even gave it to the drivers. They were rolling around the track. It wasn't that bad. Couple of them said it's just too slick.
I've been on the racetrack during a situation like that, and it gets way slicker than you think from your easy chair or from the grandstands. It's way worse than you think.
The track was black.
It gets bad in a hurry. It gets bad in a hurry.
Yeah, it was not good. We left it up to the drivers. The drivers made the decision that it was over. So there's a lot of stuff to do Saturday night here at 81 Speed. It was also a family fun night. So that one's going to be good. Of course, it's always a family fun night here at 81 Speedway every Saturday night and some Fridays. But going forward, late models, Friday night, October 3rd at Humboldt. Friday night right here for the Ed Gressel Memorial, the first late model Ed Gressel Memorial, going to happen on October 4th. We're going to take 2 very much needed weekends off to do a little work to the Speedway. And then the pressure cooker is on for the FOE Army. Friday the 24th for the World of Outlaws Sprint Cars makeup show going to happen. We're going to turn around in probably about 5 hours, 6 hours, and get ready to go.
You may as well leave the gates open. Just clear them out.
For the USMTS Modified Spooktacular, the pressure's really on because if you don't know, we do a candy walk for all the local kids. Absolutely zero admission fee. It's free to come in.
Absolutely. Yeah. You come in, walk through the pits, and
the cars will be set up. So there's some rules. We're going to talk about it here in the next couple weeks. But cars will get here early. They'll get set up. All the drivers pretty much do some decorating. They all have candy. So get here. It's absolutely free. All that information is going to be coming out on the Speedway page. And then once the checker flag flies for the USMTS and whoever is going to get the, I don't remember what that pays to win.
Oh, I haven't looked.
It's typically
10 grand.
Typically 10 grand to win the modified Spooktacular. I know that because Tyler Davis has a check
hanging on the wall at Black Hat Motorsports. Yes,
$10,000.
Yes.
So typically $10,000 to win for the modified Spooktacular, and then that's it for the 2025 season. So
that's it.
We just have a few nights left, but they're big nights.
Oh yeah, there's nothing.
Huge.
Everything's wide open the rest of the year. There's something going on.
Pretty much always the last month of the year, it's all big shows.
Absolutely.
I really wish we could sneak us a high limit show in there somewhere, but
That's kind of above our pay grade, Andy. You know, that's for the powers that be
that
above
guy
us.
left 29 minutes ago. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, that's.
But I know everyone's wanting to know about about those shows. The Roto-Rooter midweek money shows are stacked up for a couple years. So to get a makeup show, absolutely tough. It almost never happens. So they kind of just stack them on, and whatever they get done for the midweek money stuff is just what it is. It's just a big money deal. I think they pay some points out, but if they don't get all 52 of them in, then they just don't get all 52 of them in. But
that's a lot of racing. I mean, I don't know if you've ever done any traveling racing, but that's a lot.
Well, you know, the big news, of course, and neither one of us are huge sprint car fans, but Rico Abreu is going to step in at Tony Stewart Racing after the departure from Donnie Schatz. And I listened to him on the Dale Jr. download, and Rico was talking about he's already at 85 nights for the year.
Man.
They're not even done.
Man.
That's why. Could you imagine 85 nights?
No, I cannot. 30 years ago, I couldn't imagine 85 nights.
It's wild.
I tell Tyler Davis all the time. I said, 20 years ago, I'd travel with you. I'd run those 4 and 5 night swings, but not anymore. I'm no good. I'm totaled out after 1 or 2 nights.
It's a wear on you, and I know that as Huddy and Tyler Davis are standing outside the door, but even to at the end, when he's chasing the modified championships for USRA, it was a lot of nights on the road.
Absolutely.
Because they start stacking them up towards the end of the year, and of course they're going to be racing almost round the clock towards the 29th. They might even sneak one in on a Monday just to try
right.
Just to try that last
seen
one.
It done. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
See what happens.
Yeah.
Houston Johnson, who is one with us over at Humboldt Speedway, is your current points leader for USRA National Modified Points. I saw that the other day. So he's 16 wins on the season. I think the closest to him is 7 wins. So it's going to be a little tough to catch him towards the end of the year, but they're going to give it an absolute chance because they got 4 more nights of racing.
Right. Yeah, I looked at the national point standings, I don't know, about a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I'm surprised to see him at top of the deal, but he really took after, really chased that deal this year.
You're really going to have to do something. It's tough to get it done, and I think you have to put the calculator to it. But 4 nights of racing left for the USRA Modified Championship might be over with that many wins. That's quite a few of them. At the top. So.
That's way over my pay grade. I can't do that much math. I ran out of fingers way before we got to that.
When we get tight on championship night with points, I can't do the math. I gotta go to the bosses and see what's going to happen.
They've got a spreadsheet on it. Don't worry.
They got it figured out pretty quick, and until it came down to that 7 points last year with Jace Reimer and Clint Smith and Bo Davis, and the 10 other ones that were locked into.
Like I said, that biggest, most competitive class at 81 Speedway, and I still say that to this day. If you don't watch the stock cars, you don't like the stock cars. I don't think you're a race fan.
It's
absolutely
it is
nip and tuck every week.
And there's no clear winner. You can't
pick it. You can't
4 of them.
Yeah, that can be right there at any given moment.
And we sent all year long. We've sent some really good cars home during B feature action.
Oh, absolutely. I don't remember what week it was. I just happened to be watching the B. One of the weeks we had a good week and didn't have to work on the car, so I went with Dad to watch the stock cars like we always do, and when we have time. And I'm like, this is a B, and the front 3 rows were heavy hitters. I mean, I'm like, wow, and it's not uncommon.
Yeah, it's been a good year. It's been the last good couple of years for the stock cars, with the Dirt Crown Series coming in, and a lot of heavy hitters with the Dirt Crown Series.
Oh Lord, that might have been that night, to be honest. What we had? Did we have 60, 45? I don't remember how many we had.
38.
38. I had a bunch. It was a bunch.
And we sent 14
home.
Really good cars home. It was
right.
It was not easy. We did the same thing at Humboldt the night before. We sent 14 really good cars home, and some of those guys that we had to send home for B features for Dirt Crown, they actually made the A feature at Boone. So if you want to,
that tells you right there. Yeah,
competition. That
absolutely.
it's tough, but We're about an hour and a half into this. Doesn't look like we're going to get another visitor here in the studio, but we will sit down with Tyler Davis, hopefully Emily Davis as well, to talk about Kartacular over at Little 81 Speedway Kart Park. I believe they're going to race Sunday here on the premises at 81 Speedway to just another little points night. They only got a couple more points nights for the championship season at the racetrack, and then it's going to be all about fun under the lights for the Kartacular. Little over an hour and a half into this. Good seeing you. I'm looking forward to seeing you Saturday night.
I hope you get to interview me on the scales, buddy.
Won't might be maybe you know what? Tell you what, you park it in O'Reilly Auto Parts Winter Circle and Logan's Landscaping Victory Lane. I will run down the stairs to personally interview you.
I'll drag my feet, that way you don't fall over when you get to the scales. I'll give you a little minute to get down.
My man.
You know, I won that deal at Caney, and they get out, take pictures. I couldn't get out of the car; I was too tired. But no, I just, we have a great time with that deal. Nick Sims loves it. He's loves the stock stuff. He big supporter of this. Throws a bunch of parts at it. But I take it just as serious as I do my other stuff. I mean, I show up to run well. I mean,
oh yeah.
Luck just hasn't been on our side. Maybe this is it. Maybe the sun will shine on us again.
Maybe you need to throw a Z on it.
the old Z. Dust the old Z out. Yeah.
That is going to do it for us here for Above the Cushion on Thursday night. Be looking forward to next Thursday night here as we prepare for the World of Outlaws late models. Got some good guests lined up. Talked to Ruben Morales today, the voice of the World of Outlaws late models. Got some stuff happening, so be paying attention to the Facebook page. All that's going to come out. Need to thank our sponsors here, TM Fencing LLC, Tane Murphy, and the whole entire crew over there. If you need something done at your home or your business, your fence is looking a little ratty, TM Fencing LLC is the place to call. Hornet Cutting Systems, as they make their return to 81 Speedway, the official trophy sponsor here at 81 Speedway and Humboldt Speedway. We appreciate the whole entire crew over at Hornet. They've been here at the racetrack a couple times, taking in some action. Looking forward to their partnership going into 2026. If you need something special cut for your car, contact the crew over at Hornet Cutting Systems. Probably a little late to get anything for Saturday night, but we got some more racing left to happen. And if you're looking for something maybe for the 26th season, contact Hornet Cutting Systems, and they may be able to get you a special little part cut up. That is going to do it for me. I appreciate each and every one of you every Thursday night tuning in with us here for Above the Cushion. Good night. God bless. We'll see you at the races.